The Nikon D7500 looks like it's going to be a great camera. 20.9 megapixels, no optical low-pass filter. The XPEED 5 has 30% faster, is a 30% faster processor than the XPEED 4. It has 4K 30, 25, and 24p, and 4K time-lapse, and that's with a 1.5 crop of its APS-C sensor, which means it's a 2.25 times crop relative to a full-frame sensor. It has 8 frames per second, which is 2 more than the D7200. It has a 50 14-bit RAW buffer, so you can fit 50 14-bit full-size RAW files into its buffer before it fills up. And it has ISO 100 to 51,200 native, and then it can expand down to 50 and up to 1.6 million, like the D500. It has in video flat picture profile, zebra, focus peaking. Its 1080 has 60p, 30, 25, 24. It has electronic VR or image stabilization. It has 180,000 pixel RGB metering system from the D500. It has 51 autofocus points, with 15 being cross-type, and it can fine-tune its lens precision through auto AF fine-tune by using live view. It has clean 4K HDMI output, has compressed, while also putting a compressed 4K file onto the internal card. It has USB 2.0, it has microphone jack, it has a headphone jack, and it has a remote port. And it's compatible now with Nikon radio transmitters for flashes, or just basically it's compatible with Nikon radio flashes now. It has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and it has batch RAW processing. It, however, fails to include NFC. I don't really feel like too many people are using NFC anyway, so that's not a huge loss. It has a multiple exposure function that takes 10 images and kind of combines them into one. It also gives you those 10 images to process later on for yourself in something like Lightroom or Photoshop, and then you can combine them again in a program like Photoshop. It has a new battery, the EN-EL15A, and this is backwards and forwards compatible. It's supposed to manage power consumption better, but it's about 150 shots fewer in terms of its CIPA rating, CIPA. So it can only do about 950 versus the 1100 of the D7200 and the EN-EL15. Body only, it's going to be retailing at about $1250, and with the 18 to 140 f3.5 to 5.6 ED-VR, it's going to be about $1750 when it comes out here in the summer. So I'm not a Nikon shooter, I never have been. Not even used like a Nikon Coolpix or anything. And I don't really think that Nikon makes the best cameras in terms of ergonomics. However, Nikon seems to be understanding the camera market so much better, and they seem to have understood the stills market really well until they've kind of made this switch into really strong video as well. From what I understand, some pretty good-sized productions like F-Stoppers have been using Nikon's only to shoot most of their video, if not all of it. So Nikon really does give a lot of really intentional and well-informed photographers exactly the kit that they need to get the images and video that they want. I think the D7500 is going to be a massive leap forward in the industry, because it's telling other traditional DSLR manufacturers that they have to pay attention to trends that mirrorless systems are creating and are fostering. So I think 4K is a big one of those. I think 4K is by and large one of the biggest single features in the D7500, because of the fact that Canon's not doing it. I think there will be some video shooters who see that and they're like, okay, I need to get this camera, I need to start investing in Nikon. They might only, you know, get the kit lens. It might not be too big of a thing, but I think a camera like that can stand on its own and can stand so far above the rest of the pack, like the ADD 77D T7i EOS M6, that it's really worth wondering what its impact is going to be, because I feel like Nikon's trying to change the game of the APS-C DSLR market, and they're doing a really good job of that with this camera. So I'm really excited to see what better informed and more Nikon using YouTubers are going to be saying about it. But I think that this is going to be a fantastic camera that's filling a lot of niches for a lot of consumers who want very high quality, very reliable performance, long battery life, and packed full of features. So thank you very much for your time and for your attention. Check out my Patreon. It's the first link in the description, as well as my Facebook photography page. I am also a photographer, and I'd love to book you for a session. I have my gear listed below as well. So yeah, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. I love having conversations about what we're all passionate about here, which is camera gear, in the comments, and that means a whole lot to me. So I'm gonna say thank you in advance for having these conversations with me, and I'll see you in the next one.